Okay. Hey, everybody. So, right now I'm not showing, but oh, is it really jumpy? Let me move this over here too. I'm only using 64% of my memory. So, alright, it looks like it is very, very jumpy. So, I apologize in advance. Let me know in the comments. And the lighting is awful too. So, I apologize. So, I'll tweak it a little bit. I haven't done a live stream in a long time, but let's mess with this. Thought it was pretty harsh outside, so all right. Well, I hope everybody is doing well. I move this over here. Why won't this one? Why doesn't this want to move? There we go. All right. Let's get that ready. I know it was kind of last minute. And what is the... Okay. Hey, Jan. No worries. So right now, I think it's saying, if I haven't used this studio in a while, we got 4 maybe viewers. So I guess, what does everybody want to talk about? Because I've been changing a lot of stuff of how we do things on the channel. Talking more, I guess, real life instead of going through libraries. So I'm constantly in flux, and I have things keeping me busy, but I want to make sure that you all are getting the support that you need and want to see from the channel. So if we have anybody who's extremely new, and also I know this time of year is a time when students are going back and everybody is starting their, either going back to school or starting their college career, and is super excited about programming, or they think they want to program, or they want to program and they don't think they can program. So I guess if there's any real basic questions or things that I did, because I was a late learner, I was intrigued by programming at a very early age in life. It was 18. I went to a summer program, and I was introduced to C++, and I was obsessed with it. I just didn't know how to do it. And I tried on and off for maybe 2 or 3 years. Oh my gosh, there was a stint of Fortran in there for a while. And that was interesting, because that was a very old language. That was in college, but I was just not I'm a different learner. So I used to say I'm not a very good learner, and I've changed that. I've changed my opinion on that. I'm a different learner. I learn deep, I learn slow, I learn why things happen. That's why I'm obsessed with the question why. I love the question why, because you need to be able to explain why, because there's subtle differences in why you do things. And once you begin to really understand that, you begin to then piece things together, and then you're not just learning, you've gone from learning to comprehension to repetition to then being able to reconstruct. So we have a couple folks on here. So down in chat, does everybody know, I don't want to insult anybody, but does everybody know how to assign variables? I guess we could just start from there. And if anybody is here and they're over on Discord, we can drop in questions over on Discord too. So, all right, one of the things that I love about Python is just its readability and its usability. But one of the things that I get asked a lot is, well, how do I need to learn? What do I need to do? And that is actually not an easy question because everybody is slightly different. But the real evolution that I did and what helped me in my continuing learning and amassing skills and tools was the actual creation of this YouTube channel, was because I was stagnant in my learning. And I had gotten books or tried to find books or tried to find classes or online. And sorry, I just dropped my drink and it's all bubbly now. But it was inconsistent. So even after I started my YouTube channel, this channel here, it was hit or miss. I even conveniently forget that I took like a 3-month break. It was a pretty good break because I was frustrated, so then I made a commitment to myself because I was trying to figure out why and how really successful people are able to do what they do. Well, typically they have something that they've created and then they go and work for it. Yes, they may own it, but they are there for it. So that was when I took this channel and I go, okay, this is my it. My audience is my it. So I made the commitment that I was going to make a video a day for a year, 365 days. And I only missed one because of a technical issue with my internet service provider. Now I could have uploaded and done 2, but I thought that might have been cheating. So I made something bigger than me. I made this project that I was going to be constantly learning new skills, how to utilize Python, and upload all these videos. So then the next project after that was the stock screener, and it was a challenge for me. There were several problems there that I didn't truly understand, so I couldn't visualize it. And if I can't visualize it, then I can't solve the problem. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of ramble until we see some questions that people need answering. So just want to throw that out. But yeah, Jan, if there's anything that you see or anybody that either on Discord or here, just let me know. And thank you for the help again, Jan. Excuse me. Still getting over a cold and an injury. So, but we were talking about projects. So the stock screener that I made. The reason why you hear people, they tell you what to do, but they don't tell you why to do it. So I'm going to tell you why to have a project. The reason why it's important to have the project is because it's going to keep drawing you back. You're not going to give up because you're going to hit a wall during your learning, and especially, and the reason why it's so important is because you're going to hit a wall when you're trying to solve a problem in real life. Let's say you eventually get a job in the technical area that you want to be, you're going to hit a problem that you're not going to know how to solve, but you're going to have experience with continuously pushing and fighting through that. You're going to know that you're going to figure out a way to do it, so you know not to give up on it. You just are eventually going to find it. So I did that with the stock screener, and I couldn't get the 2 data sets to join exactly right. Well, I needed it. I needed to do that for the thing that I was creating because I was using that to trade stocks, and I needed the information that I had already collected to then be backfed to the new information. So I didn't have time to go back because what I was literally doing is I was hand keying all these things. Well, after I had made notes on 100 stocks, I didn't have the wherewithal. It was getting frustrating. And I was like, I need to find a way to automate this. Well, that's like what my superpower is. In my group, I automate things. If there are tasks that people are doing manually, they come to me and I automate it for them. I have this innate ability where I can take actions and I'm then able to draw out the algorithm and do it. So that's why all these little puzzles that I talk about, that's why I make such a big deal about them, because that's literally what you're going to do more than likely is, okay, I need to find, I think it was the stadium seating. I need to find 3 seats that are together out of the entire stadium, and I need to write a program to do it because I don't have time to go through and look at all the seats. So we take how would a human brain look at those, and we go from there. And the same thing with the chicken no nugget algorithm that we did over the past couple weeks. How can we? And it's not the math attack. It's not. I'm mediocre at math. I'm okay at math. But you know what I can do? I can follow steps. I'm able to go through an order of events and go, okay, how can I now tell Python to do this for me? And that's what that repetition is, and just doing those over and over and over again. Okay. All right. I've rambled for quite a few minutes now. Gosh, 11 already. Does anybody right now need help with a problem that they're working on, that they're starting back at school? Because again, I know everyone is going back to school, and this is the time of year where everybody really kind of jumps into programming, and it can be very overwhelming very, very quickly, and especially if you get behind. So I was just, anybody got anything? So, all right. One of the things that we're working on right now is we've kind of gone back to data frames, because data frames are extremely powerful in pandas. And if you don't know what pandas is, let's just go ahead and my mouse went to sleep. So let's bring in pandas as PD. So let's kind of talk about this for a second, because I know if let's just say you're brand new. So this library package file, really, that's all this is on my computer already. I've already installed it. Now I'm importing it, saying bring this into memory, and then with this as and these initials, I'm aliasing this. So yes, pandas isn't that big, but I'm very lazy, so I don't want to have to write pandas every time. So I just type in PD. So now here's this package. This is where it lives. So now the one thing that I just absolutely love with Python is that it literally has everything that you need to discover and find everything else that you want to know. It has everything you need to find out what you want. So, all right. So I ran dir on this package. So right here, this is everything that you can do with this package. Now, let's look at PD. So then you run help on pd.dataframe. Now this took me like forever to realize that the D is capital and the F is capital in dataframe. So what in the world did this just do? So this is some documentation. Slide this over. Some documentation of everything associated with a pandas data frame. Shows you how to create some. There's quite a few ways of passing in and creating a data frame. You can create them column by column. You can pass in lists, or the technique that I prefer is, and we'll probably see this next video. I prefer passing in a dictionary as the object. And let's see, I'll show you. And this is also why I like, and I'm using Spider right here. So let's see, we have PD dot data frame. Boom. Here's your doc string of data, index, and everything in your column. You can pass in the columns. So this is a very, very powerful tool, and we're going to use a lot more of this because of just the things that I'm doing. And I mean, I'm a data analyst now, and that was one of the things, and I'm still trying to figure out a way. Do I want to pursue into data science, because that field is extremely large, but there are areas in my company that do have data scientists, but it's a lot of work. So right now I'm very much enjoying where I am. So, and just everything is is going right. So I don't know if I want to do that, but I've always been intrigued by it with patterns and things like that. There is a project that I am going to be working on. It's not heavy into that, but it's going to be an alert system, and it's going to be pulling off and automating decisions of what to identify and flag. So we'll see how that goes. It isn't anything machine learning yet. It's but I am intrigued by that. So all right, if there's no questions, I'll just keep going. We'll probably go for 9 or 10 more minutes, and then we'll wrap it up. But I do appreciate everybody being here. I know everybody's got things to do, and spending your time here with me, I'm very appreciative of that. And I've already filmed this week's video. It will be on how to add a row number equivalent with pandas, because it's an interesting, because in SQL it's the same. It's not the same, but it has the similar syntax. So when you see the how do you do it with a window function? Because what's frustrating is the database, I guess, editor, interpreter that I have. It says I can't do a window function, so I literally can't show you how to do a window function on my computer. And so we don't do much SQL here, but we do some. So it's just very important to know. And if you know how to do Python, the conversion for me from moving from SQL to Python, from Python to SQL actually wasn't that challenging. I was quite astonished by that. And I guess it is true that, as they say, that if you can learn one programming language, you can learn another. So just wanted to share that. So does anybody have any questions about the chicken nugget example of how I optimized it and how I came up with what I did and why I did it that way? Or why I like it so much, because it is a very good question, because you have to iterate through 3 scenarios, find something, and then write it to a dictionary if a condition is met. So I really like, because I think it is a very, very good question to solve. And also, I guess, honestly, it was probably one of the big first questions that I solved when I was learning Python 8 or 9 years ago. Yeah, it was shortly after. It actually comes from an MIT question because what they were more interested in was find the first one, and I cheated. And then the second example that I did it with an incremental movement up, where I kind of see it as a dial, where you check all 0, 0, 0, then you go 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then you turn the dial and you literally go back to 0, 0, 0, 0, 001, 002, then you flip it back around, 010, 011, and so on. So that is extremely challenging for a person to do and go, where did I leave off? But a computer or a program can just do it, boom, very, very quickly. So, all right, I see we've had a lot of people come and go. So those are the type of things that I need help with, of what do we want to look at today? And I have a couple more days in the week that I'm free because, like I said, I'm nursing a a bum knee this week. I was planning on being a lot busier, but life happens. So I'm adjusting to that. Let me see. Was there anything in the Discord? I don't see anything. So let's just kind of go through what I did and why I did with my optimization of the chicken nuggets. So unless I'm going to do that unless I hear from someone else. All right. So why? So it's an optimization problem where there's no reason to check if, let's say you had 51 chicken nuggets and 51 divided by 6, that's 8 times. So we need to check 9 because our endpoint needs to be 9 because we need to at least check 8. Now, so that's 8 times, but now that's for our number of 6 chicken nuggets. Well, how many times can 20 go in? So this would only be 3. So if we let our constant variable C be 9, oops, so it'd be 9 times 9 times 9. That's how many times we'd go through the for loop. Well, that is an absurd number of operations. 729, where if we optimize this, and then 51 divided by 9, so 6. So we do 9 times 3 times 6. See the factor difference of the fewer number of operations that we would test with our for loops? When we optimized this, we removed 729. So 500, we removed the need to test 567. Now, you begin to move this up to larger and larger numbers, and this becomes exponential. So that was the reason why and where it dawned on me, but it never dawned on me when I first did this problem 8 years ago. And that's kind of the process that I want to call out to this is you're not going to be good. And I want you to be comfortable with not being good. My whole life, I've not been good at anything, whatever I'm starting. But I began to get very comfortable with not being good. And I understood that I just needed to show up and do it. That's why I also did that video about the 10,000 hours. You can spend more time in the day to eat up those 10,000 hours, but you can't cheat and get through the 10,000 hours faster. You can do more in a day to do it. So I just know that I need to show up and do the reps and think about it. And these are the type of things that you begin to go, wait a second, I don't need to have a for loop go through a constant number where it's going to be where this is 9 times. It's really 9 times and 3 times and 6 times. And we can constrain this, remove any waste, and it optimizes your algorithm, and you just begin to think about things clearer, smoother, more optimized. So Well, all right. I see we only have two people still here. So Jan, thank you for hanging out with me. Before I go, does anybody have any questions that they're really kind of stuck on? And if there is that, I'll hang out. But right now, I don't want to hold up anybody else. I just wanted to kind of jump in and share, and haven't done, like I said, haven't done a live stream in probably a year. So, all right, I see some folks jumping in and out. But okay, guys. And I really am kind of interested in doing the video game because I have, and they're not younger anymore, but I got kids, and I play video games because I'm actually of the generation when the video game really became popular. So I was around when they came out. So I'm fairly good, and I play some of the first person shooter games. And I was intrigued the other day. I was like, well, wait a second. How are they determining which video to play at the end of the match? And then it dawned on me. It's very, very similar to or I know how I would do it. It's very similar to our seating situation. So I needed to design a data set first to be able to do it. But I think we're going to eventually do that because it's a great real life, because it would be a perfect situation where your boss would be like, hey, I want us to play a 4-second video at the end of every match. We need to find the most kills. Well, how would you do that? So that was also a phase during when I was getting proficient at programming. Every problem that I would see around me, I would go, how would I program that? And that was even sometimes before I could even program at all very well. And I would read a problem, and then I would get out, and then I would see the question and be like, well, I understood the problem, but I couldn't replicate the answer. So, okay, last call, final speak now or forever hold your peace. We have a couple folks here still. So is there anything anybody needs any help with before we drop for the day? All right. I don't see any comments. I don't see, let me check Discord. I don't see anything on Discord. So, okay, well, thank you everyone for showing up. I maybe want to do one tomorrow. I don't quite know. But if anybody has any questions, anything that they're working on, anything that they are stuck on, anything that they need help with, just please reach out. I remember what it felt like being by yourself and being overwhelmed. But I don't want anybody in this community feeling that way. So, well, that's that. Thank you everybody for joining who was here. And again, if there's anything you want help with, please reach out. We're here to support you. And I can't say this enough. If you have that question, somebody else has it. So just please, please, please ask it, because not only are you going to be helping yourself, you're going to be helping somebody else. So, okay. Well, then if that is that, then we will part for the day. And don't want to say tomorrow, but maybe Friday we'll do one more. And but yeah, just be thinking. And thank you everybody for joining today and listening to me ramble on. But I appreciate it. I really love this community that we have and that we're growing. And we will just talk next time. Thanks, guys.